Dear Mr. Vice Rector, Mr. Dean, dear graduates, distinguished guests. On behalf of the Dean of the Faculty of Social Studies of Masaryk University, Professor Stanislav Balík, I'm opening the graduation ceremony of the graduates of the Faculty of Social Studies who, after completing their studies, have defended their diploma thesis, successfully passed the state final examination, and will receive a university degree. At the same time, allow me to introduce the academic officials present. They are His Magnificence, the Vice Rector of Masaryk University, Professor Martin Kvizda, Spectabilis, Professor Stanislav Balík, Dean of the Faculty of Social Studies. Honorabilis Promoter of today's act was entrusted to the Vice Dean of the Faculty of Social Studies, Petr Suchý. Your Magnificence, Mr. Vice Rector, Spectabilis, Mr. Dean. Now allow me to present to you the graduates of the bachelor's and master's degree programs of the Faculty of Social Studies of Masaryk University, who have completed the prescribed university studies, culminating in the state final examination, and have fulfilled all the legal conditions prescribed for the attainment of university qualifications. They can, therefore, if you give your consent to this act, receive a university diploma after taking the oath.
Your Magnificence, dear Vice Rector, dear graduates, and dear guests. We have gathered here together for one of the most joyous occasions in the lives of smart young people. And yet somewhere in the corners of our souls there sits darkness and fear. The past days and weeks have put before us with the greatest urgency questions about what is and what is no longer human, questions about human nature. Often we wonder in dismay whether we have really escaped from the conditions first described millennia ago by the Roman poet Plautus, homo homini lupus, that is, a man is a wolf to another man. Yes and no. At some point, we came to believe that we could completely eradicate evil from the world if we tried hard enough. We came to believe that it would be the education that would refine human nature and fix the age-old human propensity for evil. First, it was the 20th century that tried to cure us of this illusion, when many of the cruel dictators of the world received first-class education at the most prestigious Western universities. Yet, even this lesson was not enough, and carried on enjoying the dream of a world without wars, without the necessary sacrifice for the benefit of the larger whole, our homelands. The dream of a world where everything is just based in sunshine without us having to try too hard. For our generations, we were perhaps finally awakened from this dream on the 24th February this year by a cruel Russian bastard in the role of a Russian president. All of a sudden, brave Ukrainians fighting and suffering are showing us that there are values worth standing up for, that freedom is not an empty and false concept, but a very tangible asset that we can lose with a wave of the Kremlin's Tsar's hand. That determination can defy even great odds. And we have also learned that there are still many, even most, good people around us. Those who do not envy war orphans and widows a ridiculous financial contribution. Those who, bordering on self-sacrifice, help and show the beautiful side of humanity. I know that there are such people among you, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You have just successfully completed your studies. Some of you have completed your bachelor's degrees, others your master's. Quite a large part of your studies was affected by COVID-19 pandemic and the severe measures that prohibited physical face-to-face contact and chained us all even more to our computers. Nevertheless, the fact that you are here with us in our wonderful aula or attending this ceremony online from abroad means that you have successfully wrestled and overcome all these challenges. It confirms that you have showed a great deal of self-discipline and self-organization, that you have resisted the temptations of procrastination, and we can now award you with your bachelor's or master's degrees. Tomáš Garrigue Masaryk, the first president of Czechoslovakia, the man who contributed to the foundation of our university so significantly that it is named after him to his eternal memory, once wrote a statement we should not forget. The world is sustained only by work, by tiny work, continuous work, daily work. Yes, after this great event, which the graduation ceremony at the Faculty of Social Studies definitely is, ordinary days will come. Ordinary days may be a bit grayish, uneventful. But it is in them that you will need to apply all the good things you have learned at our faculty to help make the world, through your tiny daily work, a better place. That is how you will best fulfill your graduation pledge and spread the good name of our faculty, our university, and the good reputation of the Czech Republic throughout the world. Perhaps right now, together with the poor Ukrainians, we want nothing more than the ordinary days to return. Ordinary days when we will be able to improve the world, not with a javelin in our hands, but with ordinary, honest work. Dear graduates, I am well aware that you and your loved ones who are here with us, either in person or via the internet, have had to sacrifice a lot to reach this point and graduate from your dream discipline at our faculty. And I know that this is just the beginning of your challenging life path in compliance with the graduation pledge that you are about to take. We did not promise you, nor do we promise you now, an easy life, a dream job, easy social relations, that all of this will cost you nothing. Very often it will be difficult, but wonderful nonetheless. I am pleading for you to have enough strength and resolve to further study and develop knowledge of human beings and society, not for the greedy profit or vainglory, but to spread the truth. It is a great mission and a great commitment. Nevertheless, we should not want to live a life that costs us nothing. Quod bonum felix faustum fortunatum quesit, may the outcome be good, propitious, lucky, and blessed. Your Magnificence, dear Vice Rector, since the named graduates have passed the prescribed examinations, I ask you to give your permission to award the university diplomas.
Thank you, Mr. Dean. I'm very glad that all of our graduates fulfilled their study obligations and passed their final exams successfully. I would also like to take this opportunity to say a few words then. Dear graduates, dear young colleagues, as an economist, I know that time is money, so I will not waste precious time and many words, but I will highlight just 3 points. First, you studied during an extremely difficult time. The coronavirus pandemic and the measures and restrictions associated with it have greatly affected the way we live and work. A Czech proverb says, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." And you are stronger now. Stronger by experience, by the ability to adapt, to study in difficult conditions, and by the ability to seek help, to help yourself, and to help others. And for that, you have my thanks and recognition. Second, times have now become even harder because another disease has struck the world, this time caused by a virus of aggression and disrespect for life and freedom. The war launched by Russia against Ukraine has suddenly laid out in front of us problems and issues that we thought we had long ago resolved. Among other things, it has made the importance of education very clear. Not education as the acquisition of specialist knowledge, but education as the ability to independently seek out information, analyze it, and draw true objective conclusions from it. And that is the kind of education that we have received at our university. And this is in this day and age that we should be aware that this is not, unfortunately, commonplace in the world. And finally, also you will receive your master's or bachelor's diplomas in a short while. Your studies are not over. It never will be. There will always be new challenges, new issues to learn more about, new problems to solve. We have taught you a lot of knowledge, but most of all, we have taught you how to learn. So keep learning. Keep analyzing problems using your own brain. Only in this way you will remain independent of information and misinformation of others and remain free. And it's the way to stay useful both to yourself and to society. I wish you all good health, strength, and good luck for that. And I wish you to fulfill your future professional and personal life to the fullest. And now, on behalf of the rector, freely elected and duly constituted, I request you, Mr. Promoter, to introduce the graduates present and take the oath with them. When they have taken the oath, I give permission to award the diplomas.
Dear graduates, you have successfully passed the examinations prescribed for those who wish to attain higher education. You now come before us with the request that we confer this degree on you at this solemn assembly. Before we do so, you must take an oath that you will at all times act with the dignity expected of all receivers of this degree. I ask those present to rise. Hear the text of the solemn pledge. which the graduates will affirm later with the words, "I solemnly promise." I promise that I will continue to cultivate and develop the study of human matters, not for profit or futile fame, but for the truth to spread its light, in which the wellness of humankind dwells, to shine more brightly. I will keep the honor of the degree awarded unspoiled. And finally, that I will keep this university and the Faculty of Social Studies forever in my memory, and will always try to protect and support its well-being and interests. I ask those present to be seated. Having taken the public oath, nothing will prevent the degree from being conferred upon you. We will first confer the degrees upon our bachelor students. Wherefore I, the duly constituted promoter, proceed by the authority of my office to appoint the bachelors. I publicly announce your appointment and grant you all the rights and privileges of a bachelor. As proof of this, the Dean of the Faculty of Social Studies, Stanislav Balík, will present you with diplomas bearing the seal of Masaryk University. Bachelor Matilde Siriani, International Relations and European Politics. Bachelor Filip Dragičević, International Relations and European Politics, joining us virtually from Serbia.
I solemnly promise.
Bachelor Maju Otsuka, International Relations and European Politics. Bachelor Maria Alejandra Recalde Salvador, International Relations and European Politics. Bachelor Gustav Svedberg, International Relations and European Politics. I now proceed by the authority of my office to appoint the masters. I publicly announce your appointment and grant you all the rights and privileges of a master. As proof of this, the Dean of the Faculty of Social Studies, Stanislav Balík, will present you with diplomas bearing the seal of Masaryk University. Master Mauricio Eduardo Uceral de Bustamante, International Relations and European Politics. Master Dereta Bester, Conflict and Democracy Studies, graduated with honors. Master Timothy Sampson Musa, Conflict and Democracy Studies. Master Blas Fru Wongbi, Conflict and Democracy Studies. Master Sithabiso Moyo, Sociology.
Magnificence, Mr. Vice Rector, Spectabilis, Mr. Dean, Honorabilis, Mr. Promoter, dear guests. Did you know that the President Tomasz Garrick Masaryk studied in Brno, just like us? 103 years ago, the eclectic and skillful President of Czechoslovakia founded Masaryk University as one of the very first initiatives of his mandate. Oh, if he could only see what has become of this city and this university today. Like a heart, Brno is alive and pumps dynamic beats where a student can dance, find himself, lose himself in the various youth organization, intercultural events, and the most diverse extracurricular activities, just to find himself again shortly after. Here, students can enjoy libraries open until late, where they are offered the most comfortable environment to learn, exchange views, or sometimes even rest on the sofas of the university, while savoring delicious treats and tea often offered for free by the various faculties. Here at the Faculty of Social Studies at Masaryk University, we could access an unimaginable amount of quality literature and tools to understand the world, and we enjoyed it together with the guidance of brilliant and enthusiastic professors who were proud of their international cooperation and used diverse and stimulating teaching methods, allowing us to experiment our studies with the model United Nations, peer reviews, lively class debates, and a lot more of other fruitful opportunity for an intellectual exchange. One course was particularly insightful for understanding today's context in Europe, and this is the contemporary history of Europe. In this course, each topic was analyzed under the Eastern and the Western perspectives, two influences which have often met in this magical place called Mitteleuropa. Still today, influences from all over the world meet and, so importantly, work together and reach some kind of balance in here. Seeing also what is currently happening in the European neighborhood, we hope that this is important debate between different world views will continue with a sense of mutual faith and understanding, progress and peace that a city like Brno and a university like Masaryk have always been able to promote and make us so passionate about.
It is thus with great honor to witness this ceremony, to see smiles on our fellow learned colleagues. Congratulations, well done, for being unprecedented, keeping focused, and achieving this timely and deserved success. This celebration sailed through amidst a society that has been threatened with a pandemic that shook the rituals of learning and models of coexistence. Living in such unprecedented times made us cherish the small yet important aspects in life. Build relationships, love, care for each other. We have now learned how to foster relationships through tough times, geographical distance, after being thrown into this thunderstorm of uncertainty and irregularities through the past 2 years. But we fought through it, through ways we could have never imagined. Today we all stand here, physically, in glory after a turmoil of embracing virtual spaces. My highly learned colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue to seek more knowledge, love one another, and build the future. We want to thank our friends and family members here present today who supported us throughout our studies, and we want to thank our Masaryk University for its great dedication in ensuring that students across faculty of social studies and beyond are safe and continue to be safe, comfortable, and getting the best quality education through their highly dedicated intelligentsia. Let me leave you with one inspirational word. It is not the strongest of species that survives, nor the most intelligent. It is the one that are most adaptable to change. Thank you.
Please allow me to conclude this festive session by congratulating all the graduating bachelors and masters for achieving their goal and wishing them every success in their future endeavors. At the same time, I would like to thank His Magnificence Professor Martin Kvizda, Vice Rector of Masaryk University, for his presence. I hereby declare this graduation assembly closed.